Ever find yourself hitting that add to cart button at 2 a.m., wondering how a website selling books from a garage turned into, well, this?
Yeah, Amazon's everywhere, isn't it?
It's kind of wild. Today's deep dive, we're unpacking the Amazon empire. From zero to global giant. How'd they do it?
Fascinating story, really.
Right. Okay, so our sources paint this picture of young Bezos, already into tech as a kid, tinkering.
Yeah, it's interesting how that early interest pops up in so many tech stories, like a pattern almost.
Right. But here's where it gets interesting. Bezos goes to Wall Street, right? Not just any Wall Street guy.
Youngest senior VP at his firm. Talk about a bright future.
Exactly. So why leave? That's the million-dollar question.
It takes guts to walk away from that level of success. Speaks to his risk appetite, for sure.
Right. Total leap of faith. It's 1994. The internet's barely a thing. And he decides to sell books online.
Most people saw the internet as, I don't know, a toy almost. Bezos saw the future, a digital marketplace.
And he went all in on it. Imagine telling people, I'm leaving Wall Street to sell books online. What would you think?
Honestly, I'd probably think, are you crazy?
Right. But even the name Amazon, what a clue. Not just any bookstore, this huge flowing everything store.
Absolutely. World domination from the get-go. Although, did you know they almost called it Cadabra?
Cadabra. Seriously.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I mean, thank goodness for small favors, right? Welcome to Cadabra. Your book is arriving tomorrow. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Not quite.
So, July 1995, Amazon goes live, headquarters, Bezos' garage. Who knew that garage would birth an empire?
It's a classic story, really. Humble beginnings.
Right, and a sign of things to come. But that's a story for another time. So picture it. 1995, the internet's this weird new thing. Were people even buying stuff online back then? I mean, were they cool with handing over credit card info?
It was a different world, a lot of uncertainty. But Bezos, he was laser-focused. Make it easy, make it enjoyable, and they will come.
And come they did. Our sources say first month. Books in all 50 states. 45 countries. That's insane, right?
Talk about a rocket launch. It's that customer-first mindset. Low prices, easy-to-use website, tons of choices.
He was building an experience, not just a store.
Exactly. But then, boom, .com bubble bursts. All those internet companies gone. Must have been nerve-wracking.
To say the least, everyone's freaking out. But Amazon, they double down.
And they came out stronger.
It's like, okay, books are great, but what else can we sell online? They started branching out. Clothes, electronics, toys even.
Classic Bezos.
Nah.
Always pushing the boundaries, aiming for that everything store.
It's kind of funny, though. Back then, buying toys online, along with your new book and a DVD player, people probably thought, what is this sorcery?
Right. But that's where Amazon Marketplace comes in. Total game changer, like opening the floodgates.
So it's not just them selling anymore, it's everyone.
Exactly. Businesses, big and small, selling directly.
Genius, actually. Less overhead for Amazon. More choice for customers. Win-win.
Speaking of wins, we got to talk about delivery. Remember the days of ordering something online and waiting like a month for it to show up?
That's dark ages.
Right. Bezos knew speedy shipping, that was key. So he built this massive logistics network way ahead of its time.
Setting the stage for, you guessed it, Amazon Prime.
But before we get to the joys of Prime, there's another twist in the story. And this one's a doozy.
A plot twist. Do tell.
Oh.
Okay, so you're saying we left off with a cliffhanger. This better be good. What's this about a plot twist?
Oh, it's a big one. Remember, the year is 2006. Amazon, they're basically running the e-commerce game. And then they pull this out of nowhere.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Amazon Web Services, AWS.
AWS, not exactly a catchy name, but go on.
Right. But what it represents, that's huge. Cloud computing. They basically saw the future of the internet before anyone else.
Okay, so for those of us who didn't go to MIT, break it down. What is cloud computing in like normal people terms?
Basically, imagine renting out computing power, like massive amounts. Instead of companies needing their own servers, all that hardware, they can just use Amazon's.
So Amazon becomes like the landlord of the internet.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But it's not just like your average website using it. We're talking big players.
Yeah. Like who? Spill the tea.
Netflix, all that streaming. Powered by AWS, Airbnb, same deal. Universities, even government institutions, all running on AWS.
Wow. So while I'm just here browsing for like the best garlic press, Amazon's quietly running the internet behind the scenes.
Pretty much. And here's the kicker.
Yeah.
AWS. It's not just a side hustle for them. It's a cash cow. We're talking billions in profit.
No way.
Way.
So it's not just about what we buy on Amazon. It's about everything they're enabling online.
Bingo.
Wild. Okay, so we've tackled the cloud. But let's get back down to earth for a sec, specifically to my living room, where I may or may not have ordered like 3 different phone chargers last night with Prime delivery.
Prime. It's
Mm.
the holy grail, right? Free 2-day shipping. Plus, movies, music, deals. What's not to love?
It's dangerous, I tell ya. But also genius. Pure
Oh,
genius.
absolutely. It's Amazon's way of creating an ecosystem.
Mm.
You're not just buying a product, you're buying into a whole world. And once you're in, why would you ever leave?
Right. I mean, I keep that Prime membership going just to justify all the impulse buys. It's like a game they're winning.
It's the ultimate loyalty program. They've hooked a whole generation.
So let's recap. We started in a garage selling books. Now they're global. They're running the cloud. They've invented a way to make us spend money in our sleep. It's kind of terrifying, actually, when you think about it.
Well, they're not stopping anytime soon. They bought Whole Foods, right? Now they're in your fridge.
Wait, really? I thought they just had those little grocery
Yep,
stores.
full-on grocery domination. And then there's Ring, those doorbell cameras. They're in your home security now, too.
It's like Bezos looked around and said, yep, gotta put my stamp on all of it.
It's that relentless ambition, always looking for the next thing to conquer. And that's what makes Amazon so fascinating, but also a little scary, right?
Totally. I mean, convenience is great, but at what cost? It's like a deal with the devil sometimes.
Right. We're trading data, privacy, even our shopping habits for instant gratification. Something to think about.
It really is. So we've gone from books to bits, from garages to global domination. Where did they go from here? It's kind of mind-boggling.
Honestly, your guess is as good as mine, but one thing's for sure, the Amazon story is far from over. In fact, I think we're just getting to the good part.
And that is where we leave you, hanging on the edge of your seat. It's been a wild ride, this deep dive. But hey, isn't that what Amazon's all about? The thrill of the unknown, the endless possibilities, the constant reminder that in the age of Amazon, anything is possible. Except maybe logging off for good. Until next time, happy shopping.